time to mount the air filter into the cavity. Got the other one already mounted on the other side. The air filter comes in, creates the rather complex intake manifold. It's essentially, there's a cross pipe here that draws air from this filter intake port and the similar one on the other side. So you've got two intake ports feeding into each carburetor on the vacuum stroke of the motor. So what we're going to do is get this rubber piece onto the intake port of the carburetor. First, we're going to do is soften it with a heat gun. I've already put a little WD-40 inside of the rubber mount here and the rubber mount right here inside of the cross pipe that's mounted underneath the battery. Let's heat this part up. Okay, that's good and pliable. Put the mounting ring back onto it. And now we just put it in place. Feel the, oh, might want to get the mounting bolt off. That could be a problem. All right, let's try that again. Okay, so the vent is mounted to the cross pipe like it's supposed to be. I'm going to set the mounting screw in place, or mounting bolt. Get it started. All right, so that's the cleaned up and repainted air box, and it's already installed on the other side. Now we have the issue of making sure that the breather pipe is mounted correctly onto the carburetor intake port itself. And it is almost exactly, except you can just see on the, or feel on the inside of that the, imagine this is the intake port, and so the rubber boot is mounted fully on this side, but needs some help getting it popped around so that it fully encircles this. There's a technique that I found online that I'm going to share with you guys, that somebody said, if you take a rope and you put it on either side, upper and lower portion, and then pull it from the other side, that should give you enough leverage to make that boot snap over that hidden portion. It's not the easiest thing to get your fingers in there. Certainly mine won't fit. Let's see if we get this thing done correctly. It worked on the first one. Let's make it happen on the second one as well. Okay, and I'm just going to put a loop one end of it over the stanchion here on the frame. That's a handy one there. And then just pull a little cross pressure on it. Just pull it. Yep, you can see it happen, just like that. The boot's now fully mounted on the carburetor. That is going to be another one of those tricks that you just put in the back of your head and say, I know how to mount a blind rubber boot. No problem at all. So she's coming along. That's going to be the update of the week here. And I'll be showing y'all some videos of a running motorcycle. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Now that we got the intake on there, it ought to run just fine. So let me back the camera up just a little bit. You know, we can go ahead and do this right now. I'm going to start it, and then I'll come back and get the camera. Turn the fuel on. Power. Run. For those of you that know things about the 74 CB360, you know that they didn't have a voltmeter and USB ports at that time on the handlebars. I added this little aftermarket job that I found mostly for diagnostic purposes during the tuning phase. But what I really like about it is, I think I'm just going to leave it on there and let the whoever winds up buying this thing decide whether to keep it or not. But it's a cool feature. It's got a 12-volt cigarette lighter power supply there, and it's got two USB ports above and below the voltmeter itself. And I'm going to back off and turn the key back on so you can see what's going on. When you've got the key on, the meters light up, but the voltmeter is running off of voltage to the coils, so that you can see what voltage the voltage regulator rectifier is creating. So when I turn the ignition switch to the on position on the handlebars here, you'll be able to see that thing light up, which is pretty slick. And all you have to do is just hit start again. Another nice thing about this particular instrument setup is that the ignition switch, the light switch on the handlebar allows you to keep the headlight turned off if you want to. Therefore, all of your power that is inside the battery can be used for starting. That's it. Time to finish tucking a few wires away, get the main gas tank plumbing installed, and put the seat on, and this baby is going for a ride this weekend. Be talking to y'all soon.